Hmm. Hey, Underhive. How's it going? Let's see what Lead Gray can do today. Sweet. You think it's a large enough brush? Hey, a raid. How is everyone today? How are you doing, Boneless? Fair enough. I'm changing up what I'm doing today. I'm gonna do something with a huge makeup sponge. Or not sponge, brush. Yeah. What am I gonna use this huge brush for? Tiny spaceships. This is the right size, right? When the brush is almost the same size as the whole model. Yeah. We're doing it today. Gonna see how it goes. Use the sponge to get a little bit of moisture on here. Yeah. Oh. I'm expecting I'll probably get a lot of this paint on me tonight. But, you know. 113, huh? Get a little bit of it off of... There we go. Let's see. I'll probably have to go with a slightly brighter color as well. But gotta get that first coat down, right? Hey, Texas Warsmith, how's it going? I still have to get this glued up and primed, but soon I'll get to this. These ships have been sitting around for a couple of months now. Dark Splinter, how's it going? It's been a little while. Hope you're well. Good. So that's the color difference for that pass. I'll definitely have to do another couple of passes, but got a little bit of yeah, we're gonna do that quite a few times before moving on to the next color, because I've got a couple of ships in here. I don't know what I'm going for a final look to this, but I know they're not going to be black. So, gotta get at least some of the color down, right? I don't know what I'm going for a final color, but I'm gonna build up from the light gray, the lead gray, probably to a mid-tone gray. We can do the darker, we can do brighter areas as detail instead. Neon pink stripes? Well, I planned on using the molten lava as some of the stripes. But I need to build up this gray to probably a mid-tone first. These are the United Colonies of Mankind for Dropfleet Commander. Before I started Armageddon, I had already started building all of these ships. Oh. I'll get it back again after the ads. Yeah, it's 1 of 6. Yep. Just trying to get that first coat down. I might... Let's see. If I go lead gray... Perhaps into deep gray? That might be a good second pass. So... I honestly think this brush might be too big. Oh. They are Dropfleet Commander ships. This is the United Colony of Mankind, and before I did Armageddon, I had already built all of the ships, so I've kind of been putting them to the side, and I wanted to get back to it, so... I think this is a little bit too large of a brush, though. Probably go to a smaller one. Yeah, let's do that before I get too far into it. Let's try... Will this one work if I hydrate it a little bit? I have my wet palette up here. I'm using it as a sponge. We'll see. Mustache! Welcome back. Oh, welcome in. How's it going? Oh. Enjoy whatever you're doing. Nice. Okay. You know what? I don't like that brush either. What about this one? Will this one work? Ooh. That sounds fun. Sweet. Do I like this one better or worse than the other one? Hmm. Ha ha ha, nice. I actually think the large makeup brush is better than this one. Hmm. Yep. Oh, nice. I look forward to that. Just trying to get this to actually work. Hmm. I guess it has that color to it. Yeah, I don't know. It's not really. Maybe I'm not putting enough paint on it because, like, I'm not getting anything off on this right now. So maybe I just need to use more paint. Yeah. Well, I happen to have a Studio Selection Total Face Brush today. It might just be that the lead gray is too close to the black prime, or I'm not using enough paint. You know, both are possible. But I also don't want to super saturate and overwhelm the model. Well, I'm starting with this, but I think I'm gonna go to the deep gray as a second coat. I don't know if building up is actually going to make a difference, really. I might just swap over to the brighter. Where's the water? Ha 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 ha. Spaceships. Haha. Whoa, that didn't focus. There we go. Spaceships. And then green. What? Nah. How's it going, Sedan? Yeah, I think the next one's going brighter. Because I'm not really digging this as much. Coming through, but... I don't know, that's still way too dark overall. Okay, so deep gray. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's still a nice color. I just think it's a little bit too dark still. Why is that not showing? I want it to. I wonder if my brightness is maybe... No? I don't know. Alright. I've got... But when in space, darkness is camo. Yeah. But I want them to be noticeable on the table. I have an idea. I have a bunch of cruisers, light, regular, and heavy cruisers. But I also have a few other models in... Well, I have the whole battle fleet box, and then a starter box, and a dreadhold box. Yeah, I bought quite a few of them right before Armageddon. Alright. So this is the deep gray. And the Lima is a rare ship. So I think I only have 2 of them. So we'll try this one. And if we like it, we'll continue with this. If we don't, it's just a smaller number of ships. So, orcs. Oh, all the new stuff, yeah. Oh my goodness. There's so much different. The amount of changes doesn't really feel like it was a codex into a new edition. It was just a, yeah, just play whatever until... Felt kind of weird. Like adding cleave and hunter and all of the extra once per game or round or unit abilities, it's gonna be completely different. I don't know how I feel about it. Alright, so just using that gray instead, it's still coming out about the same. Yeah. You know what? Now that I've changed to a color that actually shows up on the black, this brush seems to be doing better. But is this going to be an acceptable final color for ship before doing any of the detail work? So yeah, I'm thinking this as the base color. And then detail work being the molten lava and deck tan on certain panels. And then probably a light blue on the domes. Trying to find a nice light blue. I have glacier blue. That might be enough with these. Or it might be a little bit too desaturated. Or not blue enough. I don't know. Just go turquoise. I don't think I'm at that step yet. But I do like this over this. I think this is a closer gray to what I was going for. So... Aha, yes. Yeah, that brightened it up. Where is the focus today? I know. I have a list. I have a list of things. I'm still have to make that video. But I'm aware. No, I figured it would work great as Monday's video, you know? If I'm going to do a video for Monday anyway. I will say it was a little bit hard not to cheat. Yeah, I think that would work. No, a lot of the non-hobby stuff that's really cool isn't in this room. So trying to find 10 interesting things in the room was a little bit harder. But I have a list. Yeah, there's a difference there. Not a huge difference, but there's a difference. Yeah, but I'm not gonna go to my bedroom and grab something that's cool from there and say that it was in this room. I don't think that's really the spirit of the challenge, you know? Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. Ugh. Well, I'm still not a fan of this brush, but the color is coming through better. Too much moisture. Yeah, I have to get around to filming, but I had to make that list first so that I knew what I was doing. So, hopefully it's interesting. I think it'll be interesting to see what I find cool. Alright, that's 4 of the many ships. Hmm. You know, it's fun. I primed gray models black so I could make them gray. Okay. I don't know, maybe I'll do half dozen cruisers and a couple of the frigates, and then go for the next color on them. Because I don't need every single one of the ships to be done at once. Kind of need to... I guess that's... focus. So... there's... So I built 3 of these, they're all magnetized. But... these are the New Orleans, we need these. Another Lima. and we can do these. Here. So if I get through these ones... I don't know if I really need another San Francisco. Okay. It goes back in there. We'll do this and a bunch of the small ones, and then we'll go to the next step. That works, right? I don't know which one this is offhand. But this is the San Francisco. It has the front piece right here. This one's the Las Vegas. It has the command lower portion. The Lima has the bulges here. And this has a bunch of small launch along the way. Whereas this one's just... This could be a Toulon, but I'm not I don't know offhand. So, like, there's certain ones that I know, and certain ones I'm not as sure about. There's also 6 factions, so I haven't really learned all of them. Yeah. Well, the Las Vegas is a command ship, and you can only have one in your whole force. So, it's a little bit easier to know that that's what that is. But I've been looking at these ships for the last, what, 6 months now? From when I started building them. And I still don't have a second game in. Because I'm still trying to get all of the starter sets painted up. The starter set has 3 of the cruisers and 6 of the frigates in it. So I have I have 2. No, I have 1 faction that can actually say that it has 3 cruisers and 6 frigates painted so far. Out of 6. And I could have worked on one of the 3 that are closer together, you know, closer to being done. But I felt like doing this today. So... yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes you just go, hey, you know, they're all going to get painted eventually. Lost one goose and found another. Ah. All right. I'm doing all right. I am a little bit underwhelmed by the 40k stuff right now. Like you said, how you've not played a game since the Codex is going to come out and you'll need to learn it over again. I've been feeling a little let down in the certain detachments do not do well against others. Um, like when I went up against the Custodes, what, 2 weeks ago? That game was rough. And I did end up winning the game, last game I played. I posted those pictures in the bat reps. But I think, one, I got really lucky. My dice actually weren't hating on me for a game. And we actually called it after turn 2. And that's the second game in 3 that I've played where the game took almost as long to set up as it did to play. So I'm not really sure about that. The effort to actually get lists made and then compare them and get the table set up and figure out how the missions are going, I'm not really feeling it right now. I'm sure it'll get better over time, but right now, So, I don't plan on going to the game shop tomorrow. So it might be a couple more weeks before I get another game in. That's why you Battletech? Yep. That's one of the reasons why I'm getting more ships painted. Setting up the table on these is like 3 minutes or something like that. So but I'm just, I mean, I've only played 3 games, but 2 of them got called after turn 2. Just... yeah. I understand what they're trying to go for, but I see a lot of the same things that Age of Sigmar have, and not a lot of people are playing Age of Sigmar around here because it has that same feel. Like, there's abilities on top of abilities now, instead of having actual games that do this. Yeah, Battletech terrain is as simple as, this is the map we're playing on, because I like Classic as well as Alpha Strike. But even the Alpha Strike stuff, like, yep, there's a hill here, there's a building there. But, like, this ship has abilities and it does a certain thing, and you always know that this is going to do the thing. And you're not going to have a, oh, but this ship happens to have this extra thing on top that does this. And it's just... I don't know. I just... I'm ready to take a short break, still painting models and stuff. But I don't know. I think if I can get these ships painted up and some BattleTech stuff painted up, I can maybe just get some games of Dropfleet Commander and BattleTech in the next couple of weeks. You know? Just enjoy the less... What? In-depth? I don't know if in-depth would be... It's not in-depth. Because these games are still fun. There's still quite a bit stuff going on, but it's not 40K. I guess is the overall point, you know? Still too damn. Yeah. Like, they announced the whole hunter mechanic, and I'm like, so you're telling me if I have, you know, rockets. Get this going. Alright, so if I have rockets, and I'm shooting at, I don't know, a bunch of infantry, it does 2 attacks at strength 10. But if I'm shooting at a vehicle, it's 3 attacks on strength 12. So I just happen to have this magical thing that increases the attacks and strength profile because I'm shooting at this instead of that. I understand if it's in a building and it's harder to hit, but there's no reason why shooting at this should be a strength 10 and this is a strength 12 with an extra attack. That really bothers me. Like, it actually bothers me. It's not just odd. Yeah. Yeah, the detachment, the detachment rules, the I can speak. Stratagems, the abilities, they're just piling more and more and more things on it, whereas we just want to be able to change out, I've got a whole bunch of rockets, or I have a whole bunch of burnas, or I have a whole bunch of boys that want to actually melee instead of shoot. Like, having the game pieces do the thing as game pieces. Like, wouldn't it be weird if you had a detachment to play white as your bishops move like rooks? What? Yep. Yep. Exactly. There's still so many things that just, they feel weird. And I need to take a break from it. Not saying I'm not going to work on models. I'm still painting my Voton unit for the month. Because I still like the models. I still want to paint them. Build and paint them. but the game itself right now is not inspiring me to want to play the game. Hmm. So we'll give it a shot again in a couple of weeks. Let the codex come out, see what's going on, you know. Yeah, well. I also expect the Stompa to go right back up to 800 points. Like, giving it the ability to rile something every turn when you can put things back into it. Ooh, that, I don't think they realized that you could take the things and put new things into it every round. But we'll see. We'll see. We're still real early into a new edition, so first couple of months are usually a little bit rough. Yep. Yeah, 20th of June. Yep. So yeah, we're fully 2 months in now, yeah. Well, once the codex is out. If it comes out next week, type of thing, you know? You get what I mean. See, I think it's going pre-order on this weekend. I don't think they're going to do another preview of it. I think they're just going to go immediately into... Because they're already kind of previewing it, you know? Yeah. No, I don't expect it to release tomorrow. I expect it to pre-order for 1 week. It'll come out on the 22nd. Or... yeah, 22nd. I don't expect it to take 2 weeks. Could be wrong. Fine, I guess I need to put a tiny dot of paint on the palette. Ran out. Yep, I saw that. I know. But they could pre-order for a week and have you say, oh yeah, you should read this during that week. It just says that it's not going to release tomorrow. Alright. I guess that's reasonable. I could either continue dry brushing for the next 2 hours, or I can actually move on to the next color. I don't know. Because the difference between being able to order something and when it releases is a full week at least. So it's still technically viable. But we're also just... I mean, it's gonna come out when it does. It hasn't been leaked yet. Not in full, at least. Alright. Let's get some actual painting. Because I could continue dry brushing. I still have all of this. But let's actually paint some stuff. Alright. Yeah. Just giving a good shake to the paint because I don't actually think I've used this paint yet. This is the AK Deck 10. I think I've used it. Yeah, orcs, orcs, orcs. I think it would be interesting to get 2 Stompas and rotate boy squads through it. But I don't think boy squads are... Well, if you have a pain boy in there, you're not going to be able to fit more than 2.5 anyway. But maybe 1 Stompa. Just rotate through a bunch of boy squads with a Stompa. Then it explodes and kills all of them. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I have to say that I still want models. I still want to build and paint them. So it's not like they're losing any customer type art, you know? I'm just not choosing to play for a couple of weeks. It's not the worst case scenario, right? Like, the thing did go through. I did get the 4 squads. You're the only other person that knows about it. Alright. Alright, we've got a paintbrush. I only got a little bit of paint on me. Ah, nice. Alright. So, we've got a whole bunch of models. Are we just picking out cool looking locations, or are we trying to follow a pattern here? And is the focus good at this height? That's better. Yeah, I understand. Ah, okay. Congrats on that, I guess. Um, these ships are tiny. Alright. Nice. Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, I've gotten one color down on one spot. It's gonna look good, right? Did I actually bump this camera? I think I bumped that camera today. Doesn't look that bad. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's done! I mean, I guess I could just work through the different colors. Alright. That blue? Maybe? Yes? No? It's a reasonable color, right? Yeah. I don't know, I mean, the rest of the ships don't really have that particular aspect. That blue is just for these. Like, all the rest just have the weapons and everything. So they don't have that blue. Yeah, yeah. Like, none of the other ones are gonna have blue. This is just for the lemurs. So... I went with something a little bit more saturated because I want the rest of the ship to look kind of muted and be hidden in the deep darkness of space, you know? But these... yeah? Being nice and vibrant. These are like 1 to 10,000 scale. So that would be... what, 100... is it 100 meters long? That little dome would be about 100 meters, I think. I think I did that math right. Yeah. It's deep sky blue. Yeah. Yep. Doing these ones in the same color because I don't want it to overwhelm the color palette. Don't actually know what these are supposed to be. up. Yeah. Painting domes is really fun. Alright. I think I want to go with really be using a smaller brush that's not as destroyed for this. Yeah, I got a different brush. Right. The brush? Wasn't like I was painting yellow with the yellow brush. I'm trying to figure out where I want different colors. Like, the blue isn't going to be a normal color on everything, just on these. And I want the orange to be the tertiary color, and the deck tan to be the secondary. So I do want more deck tan than orange. I'm thinking maybe only 3 or 4 locations for the orange. Uh-huh. No. So I need to get the other white on the side. Other than that, deck tan. Other than that, need like 2 or 3 more spots for the deck tan to be. That is too runny. It is going all over. Yay. And by all over, I mean like one small spot. Alright. I don't know. I'm kind of liking this. I think it needs probably this little bit right here. Yeah. Keeps going. No. Julian, how's it going? Long time. Doing all right? Appreciate it, Julian. Hope everything's going all right. Alright. Yeah, I know. I'm spending time painting the bottom of the ship. There. Does that look like a decent balance of colors? The gray, deck tan, and orange parts. I know the blue's taking up a lot of the real estate here. And then that's the bottom of it. So I don't think it needs a lot. But thoughts? And that dry brush really went all over the place. I don't know. It looks okay. Okay. So all of the little dots here and this, these are all weapons. The point defense and the bigger weapon, and then the weapon down here and the point defense down here, that's all going to get painted silver. It looks ship-like. Fine. Fine. Okay. I don't know what shade of silver. I might go bright, I might go dark, but a silver color at some level on those things. Yup. Yeah, I have... probably 30 of these ships already built and primed. And this particular faction has more waiting to be built as well. So yeah, just a few. Pew pew. Yep. Yeah. Ow. Ow. That hurt. I got a little bit too close to the desk part to the side. Yeah. Just, a direct strike of elbow onto desk. It wasn't like I was going, super crazy with it. Just a downward strike like that, my hand's only tingling a little bit from it. Yeah, yeah. So the ships that don't have the blue will probably get 1 or 2 more spots of orange, but that's all the orange I have on one of these. Yeah. Got kind of a shock absorber to it, Hmm. Definitely. Disgruntled Orc, how are you today? If you were with Boneless, that was where the raid came from. And I am Blissful Badger, and I am currently painting some Dropfleet Commander. I know Studio Boneless was aiming for just about 8 hours, so if you weren't there, I can't tell you where the raid to there went from, but yeah. Welcome in. Yep. Ah, okay. Yeah, Epic Duck was about 3 hours ago, I think. 3 or 4 hours ago. Yeah, I've done it quite a few times before. Crazy Maker Nerd, thank you for the raid. What were you making? Oh, nice. Spider leg tiger tank. That okay. I can get behind that. I have some of the Dust Tactics tanks that had 6 legs to them. They were pretty cool. These are Dropfleet Commander ships. This is the United Colony of Mankind. And this is one of the 6 factions. And I'm just trying to figure out the color scheme. This particular ship is a Lima. It has the blue domes and everything. The rest of them are not going to have that blue, but they'll have a little bit more orange and deck tan. So, there's also going to be some sort of silver for the barrels and the point defense, because they're 1 to 9,150 scale. So, they're pretty small, all things considered. But I'm also making this a pair, so I'm trying to paint the same locations on both ships. But this is the first I've done for this particular faction. So I'm still trying to figure out the right balance of colors and which colors even. If you have links to any pictures that you'd like to share, hobby related, feel free. Brown, beige, and green type. Two things right there. I'm actually kind of curious about that too. I know that I've looked at them a couple of times. I know that like the Americans have fireflies and stuff like that, but mostly I've just been looking at the bolt action stuff. I haven't actually taken the step into Conflict 47. Oh yeah? I haven't tried Epic Warpath, but it looked interesting. So many different options out there. It's really hard to decide all of them. Uh, so hard to choose which ones you're actually going to get into and which ones you don't. I probably get into too many games overall. But the variety is also part of the fun. Oh, that's cool. That is cool. Yeah, I'm sure it has. It's not an easy project to add spider legs to a tank. Ah. I'm being messy, getting tired. Alright.
That leaves a little weird, fella.
Me, sir?
Yes, speak to me.
Probably a good
Just said
idea.
if you would care to order drinks.
Drinks! That was it! See what you miss if you don't stay alert?
If the lady and gentleman would care to take drinks before
Yeah,
dinner.
great!
And the universe will explode
More
later
tea.
for your pleasure.
Hey, what?
What sort of drinks do you serve here?
Hey, thanks for the follow. Dingy! I'm doing alright. You have a great one, disgruntled orc. I decided I wanted to paint something that wasn't the Baron's War today. Having just finished the Armageddon box, I want to have a little bit of back and forth on what I'm painting. So, today, Dropfleet Commander. Another starter set that I need to get painted up. Yeah. So, I'm trying to make this one match the first one I did. Yeah, these are lemurs, and they're helpful for helping detect other ships. The New Orleans is a drop ship. It has a whole bunch of little drop they're all along here, and they just launch. These are very important in-game. And then we have Las Vegas. This is a command ship. Not drone bays. They're actually launching drop ships. They're all like full battalions are in each of those little spots. Like this scale is 1 to 9,150. So this little thing right here is like a full battalion. Yeah. Like these are point defense weapons, and those are massive guns. But yeah, I have a San Francisco and Las Vegas, and I don't know all of the names, but I'm trying to paint a few of them instead of all of them today. But I haven't actually painted any of this particular faction yet, so I'm trying to find where I want each of the colors. and figured these are a good size to start. So. Except that they do have the blue that none of the other ones are going to have. So, kind of a weird starting point as well. Honestly, I'm just... It's been a long day, and kind of been just trying to get through it, you know? Yeah. I think partly it's from the heat. And it's also been raining a lot. So I'm sure pollen's up. They all add to that, you know? Cross-eyed? Yeah. Yeah, I was lurking for quite a while in there, but just other things were going on. Didn't get to pop in and actually say hi. I should clean the brush and put new paint on it instead of just jabbing it. Yeah. Okay. No, get off the brush. Onto the model. Oh. Instead of just, you know, a nice solid pass and getting all of the paint off. Nope. I have played one demo game for this, and then came home and bought a Battlefleet box of each faction, and the starter set, and the narrative gameplay starter set. I might have really enjoyed the tiny ships. Yep, I hated it. I hated it with a passion. But I don't know of anyone else in the area that plays. The person who gave me the demo traveled almost an hour to get to where I had to travel almost an hour to get for the game. So I'm going to get all of the starters painted up so that I can start demoing it for other people. Because the rules are free online on their website, TT Combat. And the models are not that expensive. And they're really cool because they're tiny ships. So yep. I want to see more Dropfleet Commander and Battletech in my area. So I am painting up both so that I can do more game days where I teach people how to play, and I want to see more people do it. It's a fun game, and you know, I don't have any other game at 9,150 scale, so I chose Battletech as my, you know, roughly 250 to 300 scale game. And this is my nearly 10,000 scale game. Yeah. And I think that's important. At this scale, Battlefleet Gothic exists. What is it? I think Firestorm Armada is at about this scale. If I'm getting the proper system and name. So there are others out there, but not this. X-Wing is much larger ships. I'd say that it's closer to Star Wars Armada, but I think even those were, well, they weren't perfectly scaled in that game. They kind of had a floating scale for what ship size should, what would look best. Because, hold on, I'll get an example. These are not to scale with each other. These are definitely larger than they would be in this scale. It's like some of that little padding that comes out of polyester polyfill or whatever it is. Yeah. But yeah, this is a larger model than it would be in this scale. So, that's size-wise. But these are much bigger than they would be. And these are much smaller than an X-Wing game would be. So they don't keep them consistent. These do. So have a great one, Crazy Maker Nerd. But yeah, you know what? Let's swap over. I'm so over. Wow, the wording here is not really that great. I'm all over the place with these, so let's just swap to Alex Brush and put the metals down on these. And I think I'm using AK gunmetal for this. All right. Yep, these are tiny. I don't know. Should I end up doing a wash over this? I don't know if I really want to darken it down that much, but it would give the recesses even more contrast. Could also do the engines. I don't know. Do I want to do the engines as well? Yep. Well, see, that's the cool thing. Chips can work for that. Yeah. I honestly, I love the fact that these are plastic minis. You can get just plastic and have the whole game. You don't need to get any of the resin stuff that they have. Do I want the engines to be metal? I don't... I think they need something. I don't know. You know what? No. I'm not gonna touch the engines right now. I don't think metal is the right answer to the engines. But I don't know what is. There is point defense down below that I need to take care of. I have no issues with resin models. I have issues with actually having printer and dealing with it. I've had negative results and too many headaches from it. Figurative and literal. So, not something I'm gonna get into again. I wouldn't mind trying out another filament printer, though. Yeah. And if you don't have the proper ventilation and temperature control, it can just be a mess. So yep. Like I said, I've had a resin printer. I've had 2 of them, and I've just had one problem after another with them. But it's also been a couple of years, but it's not worth it. Not worth it to me. I much prefer working with the models than trying to make a printer work. And it's not like I have a low count of models to work on. So, Filament, on the other hand, that does a lot of terrain, and having more battlefields to play things on, that interests me. Yep. Yeah. So, I don't know what I'm doing with the engines. The rest of the models are not going to have this blue. It's just these Limas. I don't know what that engine really needs. I do think I need to do a second coat of blue on these, though. I've already decided I'm probably not going to get any more of the ships painted tonight, but I might be able to get these 2 done. If I can figure out what I want to do with the engines. Any suggestions? Like, the blue isn't going to be on the rest of the ships, but there will be a little bit more orange and a lot more deck tan because of it. And the engines back here need something, I think. Just for them to stand out. So when you're going... You know where the front is. And where the back is. Right? And then I'm not feeling a wash on them. I don't want to darken them down too much. I do have to do that. Alright. Hey, Solvix! Welcome in. Blow up some mechs for me, will ya? Sounds great. Thank you, Solvix. Alright. So if this is the ship, as it stands right now, that's the ship. What color would work for the engines? And remember that the blue will not be on any of the other ships. The rest of the ships will just have the orange and the deck tan. What color engines would work? Because they're also going to be on the bigger ships in more detail. Oh no. I am going to make all of these metal. Feels weird, but I'm doing it. Yep. Instead of finishing a model, I'm just working on another one. Yay. Figure I'll probably have to do a wash over this part at least. Maybe I don't have to. Uh, I don't know. I think I might actually call it after I get the metals on this one. Not really feeling like painting another whole model since I don't know what I'm actually trying to do with it. And it'll give me time to think on the engines. I'm also making a mess right now. So. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it. Thank you all for hanging out with me for a few hours as I work on my United Colonies of Mankind Dropfleet commander. That's a lot of metal. But we've got 2 Limas that just need a decision on the engines, and they'll be good. Just need to figure out what to do with those engines. But we're nearly done with these 2 ships. Feels good. So, yeah. But thanks again, and until the next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss. Night all.